Let's get it. Episode 39, the Best of Rivals podcast. Jordon J. Will, my boy D. Bev right there.
Yep.
Um, let's chop it up, bro.
I mean, just to start, Jay, I'm not looking as nice as I did last podcast, but um, you
You
know,
got to tone it down a little bit. It was too
yeah,
much.
it was a one time thing. You know what I mean? Or hopefully, you know, hopefully in the future, maybe if we want to win a title or something,
Hey,
we'll dress up. But yeah,
hey, slow your road, slow your road. Speaking of the games, you're talking about winning a title. Let's talk about how things are getting postponed. In the league right now. We got United. Their game got postponed. I'm very disappointed, honestly. I'm not gonna lie to you. And then I believe it was Liverpool and Chelsea, correct?
yep,
Yeah,
yep.
got postponed as well. So that right there is not a good feeling. I feel like the start of the season is really at a high point.
Yeah.
Teams are playing really well, gelling, um, and then when you have a stoppage like that, uh, for funeral arrangements and just not having enough security and police and just a bunch of stuff that was put out there. I don't like it. How do you feel about it?
Well, I mean, listen, my games didn't get postponed, but I'm being selfish. No, but seriously though, it went from hey, bad decision, but we'll watch the games next week to what the hell are we doing? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Um, it's one of those things, Jay, where it's like, do you lose some integrity as a league when you start messing around with the schedule and some teams play this time, teams play that time? It's just a little weird. The reason why you have a fair schedule is so no manager, especially Jurgen Klopp, can go and complain about, we had too many games or this and that. Imagine what these teams are going to be doing towards the end of the season or whenever they do fit those games in. Oh my goodness, it's going to be just, oh, we got 3 games in 7 days. And, it's just going to be constant complaints. And at some point, you can't blame them, right? How can you blame a manager for complaining about a situation where games were canceled for, let's just be honest here, it wasn't necessary to cancel the games, like we talked about last episode. So
yeah.
just
I mean, and
a
then
little bit silly.
and then when you think about it as well, these games that are postponed, that puts teams behind in a race. We're
Yeah,
losing out on points because say that you guys win point. I mean, win your upcoming game and everything like that. That puts you ahead of us, in the table. You have a game in hand, basically.
yeah,
Uh, I don't like that, man, because that just puts teams at an uneven playing field, in my opinion.
yeah.
Uh,
If you really think about it, bro, when when you see that a team has a game in hand,
yeah,
sometimes you automatically think, okay, that's 3 points, but it's really not 3 points. It's like that team who has a game in hand has to win just to stay with the teams above them. So yeah, there's a little bit of a psychological
yes,
um, difference there. I would 100% agree. Now, listen, there's always going to be games in hand during a season, so it's kind of inevitable. But
yeah,
again, in this situation, it didn't need to happen. So the fact it did happen is it's a little bit. It's not a disgrace, right? It's not a disgrace. It's just a little bit lower. It's like
yeah.
it's pretty stupid. So
No,
unlucky for you guys, you know.
stop throwing that in there, bro. Like, I know it feels good right now, but speaking of us, I'm glad you just mentioned us. We bounced back. We're talking about this game right here, just losing, the first Europa League game, and now we come back, the second time. Cristiano scores finally. Um, Sancho with a great goal as well,
Sancho with a good goal. Yep.
uh, which we'll get to as well. He was snubbed on the English team.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, Southgate is ridiculous, but we'll talk about it. How do you think United responded? Was it good enough? Were you satisfied?
Um, they did enough to win. You know,
Yeah,
I mean, if you look at our game, we didn't play well, and we did enough to win. I think
facts.
that was the same thing here. Um, I'll be honest, bro. Again, I was never really a big Ronaldo fan until he came back to Man U, and he put in a great performance all through last season.
Yeah.
I'll be honest, bro. He's done. He's done. I'm not trying to be mean. I'm not doing this like
Whoa, whoa, whoa,
I
whoa, whoa.
listen. I'm not doing this
No, 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 no.
hyperbole.
I feel like fans didn't really see my actual reaction to say he's done?
Bro,
Like, what do you mean? What do you mean by done? Explain to me.
well, at this level of being a starter for Manchester United, or a starter for a top six team, or a starter for a one of the higher end teams in Europe,
Yeah,
I just the legs are gone, the feel's gone. I mean, think of bro, look at all the times where he's like kicking the ball and like falling over, like where he's stretching for the ball, where he's like his touch is off, bro. Like the things that Ronaldo does well, he's not even doing that well, to be honest with you. Now, maybe it's just a bad stretch. Maybe now he gets the goal, so now things start kicking into motion. But I'll be honest, bro. I think his movement is really it's really telling at this point. Before, right, he was a winger. Cool. He was one of the fastest, most craftiest people in the world.
yeah,
Then he moves to center forward, and his movement's still great. His
yeah.
movement looks very poor at the moment, bro. Like
So
very poor.
I counter that argument with if you put Ronaldo in a good system, because I don't think the system fits him at all. I
True.
think Ten Hag's system is not meant for Ronaldo. You put him in Pep's though. You put him in that City. I'm telling you, he if he went to City instead of United, you know, prior to
Last
like
season.
yes,
Yeah.
that would have been a better move for him in terms of winning another title
Of
and
course.
adding to his legacy with the Champions League scoring goals, right?
Yeah,
But
I would
that
agree.
but that would have been really bad as a United faithful and former United player. You can't go to City. It's like going to Liverpool. You just don't do it. We don't like. We don't accept that.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, what I'm basically saying is I don't think it's he's done because he's not positioning correctly or running and giving an honest effort anymore. I just think this system really isn't meant for him. This is like a very hard drilling. You got to be back and forth type of system with Ten Hag. Put put him in cities though, because Holland isn't doing much in terms of, he's running a
Don't
little
do
bit, right?
this. Don't do this. Don't do this. Jay, don't expose yourself, Jay. Don't
No,
expose yourself,
hey,
Jay.
hey, I try to sneak it in.
Listen,
No,
dude, I hate when these people are talking about, oh, he's only had 5 touches in the game. Look at his movement. But anyway, let's Holland. We'll talk.
that's Holland. Yeah,
Whatever. Back to Ronaldo. You made a great point, and I'm going to counter that. I'm
yeah.
going to counter your counter with saying he needs to go play in Italy, bro. He really does.
So
He does.
so I just told somebody that if he stayed at Juventus, because he was on a decent track with Juventus.
He
They
was
they were they were
he
they
was
were
banging
winning
goals. Yeah,
banking goals and they were winning league titles. That's all you can really ask for at that point. Getting a
yeah,
Champions League though again would have been icing on the cake. And I think he
yeah.
was really close, but he gave up over there really quickly. I don't know why. Because Juventus is always going to be a threat. Always going to be. I'm sorry, like right now they're still trying
Maybe,
to find their way back,
yeah, maybe not this year, but yeah,
right? But they are a big name, big club. They will buy big players. This is what they do. They just got Paul back, who's always hurt. Doesn't really help them at all. But they will buy players. They will be back. If he stayed with Juventus, I think Ronaldo would have been fine. If he went to City, he would have been fine. If he went to Liverpool,
no, no. I agree with. Listen, I agree with you with City. I think it would have been a decent fit. I think. I think at this point, here's my sort of bold prediction. I'm putting on the shades again. Hopefully in January. Um, I think if Victor Osimhen at Napoli gets sold in January, you'll see Ronaldo. You'll see Ronaldo go to Napoli. I really do believe that because it's like
I don't.
again, Napoli's one of the powerhouses in Italy at the moment, and Ronaldo wants to get back to Champions League football. And on top of that, bro, he won't have to run, as much as he is. He's gonna be a goal poacher, and bro, I'll be honest, like just watching that performance, and again, I've watched a couple of performances now in a row from Ronaldo. All I'm saying, bro, is thank God for you guys. Anthony Martial's back. Thank God for you guys that Rashford has found some sort of form and some sort of life. Because I'll be honest, if you're relying on Ronaldo at this point to score 15 goals for you, I don't think it's happening. I'll be honest, I don't think it's happening. And last thing, real quick, Jay, they're
Yeah,
playing
go ahead. Go ahead.
they're playing Sheriff. They're not playing like a Newcastle. They're not playing Villa. They're not playing Tottenham. They're playing Sheriff, bro. I literally didn't know who they were until 2 years ago when they played Real Madrid. I had no idea. Like, come on, bro. Like the level is so low, and you're still not looking dominant. You should be looking dominant in that game, right? Am I bugging? Or I mean, we're talking about the best player in the world. We're talking about one of the best strikers in the world at the
Check it,
moment.
check it. I mean, what did he give us last year? He balled out,
Last year,
right?
that's what I'm saying. I
No,
agree.
but listen, he balled out, right? He balled out. We everyone saw it.
Yeah,
The team was ass. Pardon
yeah.
my language, but they were ass.
And now they're
I think
better.
they're better, but I'm telling you, I think he's going in with the mindset like, bro, I gave you, like, I came in hard. I came in scoring
Yeah,
goals, and nobody was doing anything. I'm Cristiano Ronaldo. I can leave when I want to leave. Like he doesn't.
yeah.
Oh, you feel me? Like he's at that level now. So I get your point. I definitely do. But I'm like that's Ronaldo, bro.
Let's say Ronaldo's 45. Is it it's still Ronaldo? No, it's like Ronaldo's moved on, and it is what it is. Like he has to move on at some point, bro. That's kind of all I'm saying. And again, I'm not hating on the team. I think again, you guys did a good job. You won, great. I'm just saying it's something to look out for.
No, 100%. You know, I think we both agree on that. Even when we got Ronaldo, we're gonna touch on it really quickly. But when we got Ronaldo originally, I wasn't big on it because I think people should know by now. It's not me hating on the players. I'm just not big. Like when I'm a fan of a team or a club, I'm not big on players who are somewhat past their prime.
Short term solutions.
Yes, exactly. Short term solutions. I cannot stand it. I'm thinking long term every time.
Yeah,
And I don't buy into the well, it can win a championship now. Because here goes my basketball analogy. I love doing this. You guys know I love it. LeBron James, Lakers, won a championship within like 1 year, right? Been terrible since. They're not thinking long term. It's what are we gonna do right now, but what we're not gonna do, the next 3 or 4 years, 5 years. So I feel the same way with Cristiano Ronaldo.
yeah.
They were banking on getting him and possibly getting a Champions League bid or maybe winning a title or a cup. Didn't do anything. You feel me? So it's like
No,
I'm not. Go ahead.
yeah, it's a great comparison. If you think about it, anytime you make a short term decision,
Yeah,
there are going to be probably long term consequences, and I think you're potentially seeing that now with Ronaldo. Like you said, you're definitely seeing that with the Lakers. So, no, 100% fair. Talk about American sports. Um, our man Todd Boehly, one of our favorite owners, um, you know, Jay, sidetrack real quick. We get a lot of comments referring to us as Americans, right? And as most people know, you are. I'm not, but it doesn't matter because I sound American. Cool, cool. Um,
yes,
Todd Boehly did not help our case. Let's just say that. He basically mentioned that to generate around 100 million, 200 million pounds, whatever, to generate a lot of money for the football pyramid in England, basically meaning the lower level teams and all of
yeah,
the division, um, we should do somewhat of an all-star game, essentially a North versus South or something of that ilk, to generate a ridiculous amount of money over 1 or 2 games, um, potentially in a preseason, potentially throughout the season. Um, I have my thoughts, but Jay, I'll hand this over to you. Is this guy Todd Boehly just? I mean, he just fired Tuchel.
yeah,
He just spent 250 million on absolutely nothing.
yeah.
Is this guy just off his? Is this guy just a complete moron, or is there something more to this guy that maybe we're not giving him a fair shot?
Yeah. There's a little bit more to it. I'm gonna be honest with you. Uh,
Conspiracy time or no?
no, 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 no. With him and the idea. Uh, I give it to you. You know, people who are born into the whole football, family tradition, they're not big on crossing over rivalries, players playing with opponents from a different team. This is not how they're bred at all, right? I get
Correct.
that.
We just talked about how it would be a sin for Ronaldo to play for City. You know what I
Yes,
mean?
exactly. It's basically like that type of, um, you know, yeah, it's that. Um, but let's look at just the numbers, the entertainment value here in the States. These All-Star games that they have, people like it. I do want to see the best players from this region versus the best players from this region, or like this division, this conference. I like that. I do like that. Um, can we somehow make it where it's not like I don't know. It's kind of hard, but like not rivalries crossing over. I mean, I don't know how that would work, but I think there is something here because one thing about the Premier League, and this is me speaking as American, so you guys can come at me if you want to, but it can get stale a little bit. It's no, it's straight play, it's straight games, right? But there's no like what's the in betweens, with the with
Champions League,
but that's that,
Carabao Cup,
but that's not
FA
Premier
Cup.
League. Wait, listen, that's not Premier League though. You can't add in Champions League and Carabao Cup
Well,
with the
that's what
Premier
the
League.
true. And I'm not trying to cut you off here, but
No, you good.
that's what the viewers are watching, right? The viewers are like
Yeah,
they're tuning in to watch their football teams, and if
yeah,
their football teams are in 4 competitions throughout the year, do they really need a fifth game?
right.
See, like so
So
here's
yeah,
yeah.
go
Go
ahead.
ahead. No, go ahead. I'll let you finish your point.
Yeah, because that's a great point. Because Klopp was kind of mentioning that as well. He said, like American sports, they have breaks in between, 2 to 3 months. In football, it's ongoing. It's really like nonstop. So
Yeah. Klopp says something like there's a 4 month essentially off season with when in the Premier League it's more like three, and also it's like there's just so many differences. Basically, is
yeah,
what he's saying. So like he's like where the hell are the game's going to fit in? And by the way, we're not even talking
exactly.
about international games. We're not even talking about that. So it's tough.
But you don't have to make it where these players are giving their all. Like the point of an All Star game is to showcase talent, skills, and just the best of your ability, amongst your peers. So
Absolutely. So
so you can have individual drills where the best free kick takers are going up, smacking that. Fans like stuff like that. I'm telling you, it's a money maker. It's a shock value. It will bring in ratings even more. Because the Premier League is really smart. They do take little things from American sports, but they're not American.
like the owners.
Yeah,
I'm joking. I'm joking. Well, listen,
yes,
Jay.
sir.
Like what you just said there about like we'll say free kick taking.
Yeah,
That's already a better idea than what Todd Boehly had. So, like, I don't think anybody's really rejecting the idea of like maybe taking parts of other sports, or just coming up with new ideas. I think new ideas are it's important to discuss these things. I think what Todd Boehly's initial there's a couple issues with Todd Boehly with what he's saying. One, he's a new owner, and on top of that, a new American owner. So there's going to be some tension, at least between him and the fan. There's not enough credibility
yeah,
or brand equity, if you will, with football fans, right? There's nothing there. So like we look at this guy and we're like, shut up, what are you talking about? On top of that, he just made a ridiculously um, crazy decision. On top of that, there's rumors that he advised Thomas Tuchel to play a 4-4-3, which,
yeah,
by the
yeah.
way, is 11 outfield players. There's only 10 out. Like, so so real quick, regardless of whatever idea he had, it was not going to be received well, just because of that.
I, I think there's some trolling going on with a lot of this as well. Um,
Potentially,
no, real talk, because he also mentioned that uh, Kevin De Bruyne and Mo Salah were Chelsea products, and we get it
but he doesn't really like. He doesn't even understand what that means.
right.
So like
Exactly,
and what this is what's so sad. All he knows is that they played for Chelsea at one point,
exactly.
but they did not come through the ranks.
Academy,
And exactly, and that's
right?
what he's saying they did. So you have to really look at this from the perspective of this guy is really really new. He doesn't really understand what he's doing, but he wants to be in the front of the news. Because like no, let's be honest.
Yeah.
Listen, I didn't hear the entire interview or whatever the hell it was. But did anybody really ask him this? I don't think anybody like asked him this question and he just answered it. I think he just like gave the suggestion. Um, I want to pick apart his actual suggestion of North versus South. That game being again somewhat like an all-star game of some sorts. Uh, and I think I have a really interesting perspective on this. Let's look at the All Star games in American sports. So the NBA All Star game,
Yeah.
the MLB. Is it an All Star game? Is that what they? I
Yep.
know it's like two conferences.
Yep.
Um, and then I believe there's an NFL All Star
Oh,
type of game as well.
yeah.
As well.
AFC versus NFC. Yeah.
Correct. From my understanding, the NBA All Star Game and the MLB All Star Game are quite successful and quite well received by fans, while the NFL All Star Game is not. Is that a fair thing to say?
Yes, because the NFL has fallen off. I would say the last 8 to 10 years. I could be wrong,
Well,
but that range with the All Star game.
well, the reason I'm saying that is because let's look at the dynamics of the leagues, right? NBA, 82 game season. They're
Hmm.
playing game after game after game. MLB, 100 and what, 60 games or
Yeah.
something crazy like that?
Yeah.
Game after game after game. Let's look at the NFL. Is it 16 games, I believe?
Yep. Yep.
So there I see a
Or
difference there.
17, I think now. Yeah.
So like for me, that's the difference, right? One league, there's just a million games, so of course you're going to enjoy, an All Star game, a different game, a game that's not the usual everyday. Maybe turn it on a Wednesday evening. If you look at the football games, the NFL games, bro, all I hear about is all week. This team's playing this team. It's exciting. Every single week is exciting. That's very very similar to the Premier League, bro. Every single week is exciting. Versus these NBA games and these MLB games, they're played on a Tuesday night. They're played on a Wednesday evening. No one really cares that much at the end because it's all about what the playoffs and all this stuff. So all I'm saying here is don't think that just because you put a bunch of stars on a pitch that we're going to watch the game. We have to care about the game. This is the exact reason why the Super League got turned down by all the fans. You know why? Because on paper, yes, we would love to see Real Madrid versus Man U. We would love to see that.
Yeah.
But what's the reason for it? Why
Right.
is it actually happening? Is
Yeah.
there something interesting about it? You can't just put all of these teams together and expect the fans to be like zombies and just eat it all up. That's
Yeah.
not how it's going to go.
What about this one? What if the Premier League had a finals, a playoff, essentially?
No, no,
Listen to
no, no,
me.
no, no.
You
No,
don't
you're
like it?
like Jay,
So
you
so
have to
no, so point no points still come into play. You still have to be top four, right?
quick question before you continue. Well, not question, but input.
Yes.
The championship, the league below, they have
Yeah.
a playoff to see who gets that third spot to get promotion to the Premier League. So
Right.
there's a
Right.
playoff aspect there. We've seen that in football. So continue.
Yeah. Okay. I see it. That is. But see, that's connecting two different leagues.
And by the way, it's a good playoff.
Right. 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 I
It's a
yeah.
good playoff.
I see what you're saying, but I believe if they incorporate it, still the same point system. It's 1 through, was it 16, or how many teams?
Well, there's 20 teams in the league, but what do you
No. So
like? A
yeah. So
playoff would be
right. Yeah. So 1 through 20, and then obviously you're trying to get top four, somewhere in the top four range. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4. Who's ever in the top four at the end, they compete. So it's kind of like basically
okay.
semifinals. Those four teams, I don't know, do like a random draw, however they do it, come with the matchups. Those four random teams, two match off, boom, comes to the finals, 1-1. You determine the winner. I think that would be amazing for the league because obviously you have the team that's number one at the end that should be there. They're there, right? But you also have three other teams who possibly could be like right there behind them, competing with them. And at the end, we're seeing who's the winner.
Jay, if Jay, honest answer here.
Yeah.
If Manchester United is in first, and they're in first by country mile, and then they
Yep.
do this playoff, and
Yes.
Tottenham who's
Yes.
fourth,
Yes.
and Tottenham who's fourth knocks them out, you're gonna
Yes.
say, "Oh, the better team won."
Bro.
No, Jay, this is the issue, and this is listen. There's a and you just great point here.
Yeah.
You know why the NBA playoffs are so good? 7 game series. 7 game series. Imagine if it was one game. It would
See,
suck. It would
I
suck
I
because
hate
the best team might not win that game. When you Jay, the whole point of crowning a champion is to determine okay, you were the best team this season. And what happens when the best team doesn't win?
Bro,
it's a crime.
that no. That is weak mentality. That's what it is.
That's no,
Hey,
no, no,
and
no.
listen to me, because this is the best of rivalries.
Did
We
you
give it
cancel
to
the
us.
games this season, this
No,
this weekend, Jay? Were you one of
hey,
those guys in the boardroom?
this
What
is
the hell are you talking about?
that's weak mentality, because I hate the whole it's one game, so any team can win. Like, no, if you're the better team, if you have the better manager and the better squad out there, you should beat that team. Period. I don't want
Oh,
to hear any given day. Like,
okay, no
nah,
problem. Okay,
we
no
should be a
problem.
better team.
Okay, no problem. We're talking about weak mentality. Here's what should happen. The winners of the Champions League the previous season should
Yeah.
go into to the new season 20 points behind, -20, and they have to go and win. Why would that not be a problem? Weak mentality. What the hell are you talking about, Jay? Let's just stack up all the chips against all the good teams. So then, like, if they don't win, we say, oh, but they're weak
See, no, no, no,
mentality.
no, no, no,
That's
no.
so stupid.
No. See, everyone's listening, watching. This is a City fan scared because they're number one right now, right? Correct? Are you guys number one? Or am I wrong?
Yeah,
It's
we've been.
Arsenal.
It's Arsenal, but who cares? We're going to
Okay,
be number one.
but yeah, but yeah, exactly. You're right there, basically. You're scared because if you guys get this crazy lead like you guys have done in the past, and Man United is number four, and you guys are number one, and we get you because you know we will get you. You're scared you're gonna lose, and like, I'm sorry, that's on you. That's on you. That's
I'm
on
not.
you.
I'm not indulging. I'm
That's on
th-
you. That's on
Jay.
you. Pep, Holland, KDB, the whole gang. It's on them boys. You got to be better than me. I'm sorry. Like,
Jay, I thought Todd Boehly was doing us a disservice. I'll be honest. You are 20 times worse. You are 20 times worse. What the hell are you, Jay? Okay. Quick question, because we know that. Let's look at the Champions League structure for a second.
yeah,
Do we believe that the the two teams in the Champions League final are the two best teams in Europe? Do you typically believe that, like, yep, those two teams deserve it after
yes,
going through the group stage and then doing multiple two cup two cup tie to a final.
yes. It's a lot of games to get there. Yeah, I believe so. 100%.
So in that game, in that final game where it's one game, we can agree whoever wins that game is the best team. We can agree.
Yeah,
It's one game. So understand what I was saying previously was it's not just about one game. It's about how you get to that one game.
yeah.
If you're getting to that one game as again being in first 20 points ahead and that team in fourth gets there again 20 30 points behind, it does matter who's playing that one game because let's just go with your logic here. Let's say the team in first plays a team in 20th, and it's one game to get to the next round. Who's the better team? This is why we have
No, no,
tournament
no, no, no,
style
no, no, no,
structures.
no, no,
No,
no,
no,
no, no.
Jay, real quick.
It,
Jay,
it would never be 1 in 20.
no, but Jay, that's no. You have to understand what I'm saying. This is what the Carabao Cup is. This is what the FA Cup is. These are tournament structures where it's one game and it's typically a really, really good team against a not so good team, and that's the beauty of it because it's one game to determine who's the best team
Are
in.
all those are all those teams in the Carabao Cup in the Premier League?
No, but Jay, no, Jay, this is the whole point. No, of course not. This is the
Oh,
whole point. The whole point is think about how think about how much a Premier League team values
yeah,
the Carabao Cup or values the FA Cup. They
yeah.
don't. They don't value it as much. Why? Because of the tournament structure where it's one game and Chelsea can lose to Bolton and then is Bolton now better than Chelsea? Of course not. But they played better that night, and that's the beauty of those style of tournaments. What you cannot do to the Premier League is turn it from a 38 week grind
Yeah.
to hey, we're gonna milk the hell out of these games. We're gonna make them play 38 games, and then we're gonna do a playoff where they got to play even more games, and then bro, at that point, bro, it's just a
So so
money grab.
no, I think what you would do is you would go in, restructure some of the games, not a lot, but where it fits in, where it's not too crazy. Like, like it's not a lot of games. They're meaningless. Because the NFL does it perfectly. You mentioned them with the, I believe it's 17 games now. They added one more game. It's very short. One game per weekend. Have a Thursday night game in, just like the Premier League has. Wednesday games, I believe Tuesday games as well.
It can be Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Yep.
Right, exactly. Switches up. Um, but then the NFL has a playoff. They
Yep.
have seedings. You
Hmm.
see what I'm saying? So like
Yeah.
these obviously like winning in the league, it matters. So these games aren't meaningless. Like you have to place a certain, uh, berth or seeding. Um, but they have playoffs, and then typically the best teams always play in the conference games, which are like the
Yep.
semifinals,
Yep.
and then the finals. It's
No,
essentially what it is. You feel me?
it's not like it's
So,
a
so
bad system.
right, right, right,
Jay,
right. So no, my bad. I mean to cut you off, but I think
no, do you
what
think?
you do is like I know you said like you don't really like the it's not just like one game, but it plays a part. I think you add in the legs. Then it should be two games. You see what I'm saying? Like I get what you're saying. I'm not trying to take away from the Premier League. Like I know you guys are gonna come at me crazy, but
This is
I
good talk, honestly.
no,
Like you have to
it's a really
understand,
good talk.
you have to understand ideas like this are what make leagues great. It's what helps leagues innovate is conversations like this. So it's good. It's good stuff. Who cares
Yeah.
if we're not all supposed to agree on this, but yeah,
Oh, of
continue.
course not. That's why I love it. But yeah, man, I just think it would really benefit um the league more because what I'm saying is I would love to see Liverpool play United 3 or 4 times in a season. You know that?
Question,
Yeah,
question,
yeah,
question. Because
yeah.
by the way, that can happen in
Right,
if we do Carabao Cup and FA Cup,
right,
which
right.
we actually did that last year with we did that with Liverpool basically.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, the beautiful thing about the Premier League is we play you guys once at your place, and then you guys play us once at our
Boom,
place.
boom, boom. Exactly.
If we're playing multiple games just at any stadium against each other, don't you think that
That's
decreases the moment, that minimizes the event?
so yeah. This is basically the thing that people were upset, with Todd for the Chelsea manager.
On a first name basis, Jay.
Hey, yeah, yeah. I mean, we're American, bro. That's my guy. But no, that's what I'm mad at him. They feel like he's trying to milk and add in more and take away from the prestige.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's essentially what you're saying. Like, what is the point of doing that? And I get it. But I think there's room for improvement with the Premier League.
Yeah.
I think they're in a really good place right now. Obviously tradition is crazy.
Well, Jay, it's
Um,
like we're saying really good place. It's literally the best league in the world, like for any sport. Like in terms of,
so
at least in terms of numbers, at least in
okay,
terms of
okay,
numbers.
okay, okay, okay.
So it's very difficult to be like, they're doing well. They're doing the best. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
So it's tough. And you also have to think how many more American fans are subscribing to the Premier League and the culture and the community. There's probably new American fans. That's because that's the only market that hasn't been.
See, but that's what I don't like then because I feel like when I say you guys, I'm not saying you, but you're from England. Yeah, that's your people.
No, no, no. I'm from America, Jay. Listen to the people in the comments. I'm from America. I'm from America, bro.
um, now this is my problem. You guys can't, be celebratory and happy about having American fans, but then we have our input, like the Chelsea manager that may, improve the game. We're just like, we're fans now. We want, we have input. They're American. They know nothing about football. Stop it. You call it soccer. It's like,
Yeah,
bro, you can't have your cake and eat. Like, come on.
yeah.
Like,
No, listen. That's a fair point. Um, you know, again, it's just like the dynamic of like the internet and the dynamic of the different cultures.
yeah,
You know, people in America are going to say always. Sorry, people in England are always going to say people in America don't know what the hell we're talking about. I mean, imagine if English fans were like, I've heard English fans discuss basketball and I hate it. So it's like I understand the you know there's it takes time for these communities to sort of integrate with different cultures. It takes a lot of time, and you guys are doing it at this point. Imagine like how if you guys do incredible in the World Cup this year. I mean, that's going to provide a lot more respect on your guys' name. Let's just be honest. So that's
and
kind of how this works.
it's a perfect transition, bro. Speaking of the World Cup, you said us, Team USA, just released, I believe, the final tune-up squad coming up, for the World Cup.
Yeah,
Um,
two international games coming up, I believe, next week. I think
yeah.
so. That's the teams for yeah.
Um, did you see the squad?
I did not see the U.S. squad. No, I with all due respect, you know what
Uh,
I mean. With all due respect,
um, I mean, team to me looks pretty, well rounded a little bit. Sergio Dest. Gino, obviously, Christian. So we got some players with experience in big leagues that
Yeah.
I think we I don't know if we kind of had back in the day with Landon Donovan and
No, not
Josie Altidore. I mean, they
no.
came over late to the Premier League. Josie did. I'm pretty sure. I don't think he was playing at the time.
Yeah, Josie was in like, yeah, I don't know. I think he went to like Sunderland. I think pretty sure it was Sunderland. Listen,
Yeah,
you guys have never had a time. And by the way, we made a joke off air one time where I basically said that Josie Altidore was was Lukaku if he got shot. So he was
yes.
now now obviously that's mean, but it's kind of like it's just a testament of like where you guys are now, right?
Yeah,
Like your talent level now. I mean, there's you got players in Italy, in Germany, in England, in Spain. You have players everywhere at the highest leagues. So we should be expecting big things from you guys.
yeah. No, I definitely think so too. But we had a snub. Um,
There's
Raimi
always a
from
snub
no, yeah, Raimi from Fullerton, defender, uh, did not make the
from Fulham.
yes,
I got you.
did not make the team. Uh, and I know he's older. I think he's like in his 30s, 32, 33, something like that now. And a lot of people were saying that his style of play doesn't fit what the U.S. team is going for. But to me, that is absolute BS because, like you just said, he's playing in the best league in the world right now, and he's doing a decent job with Fulham. Um,
Bro, with all
they
due
they they
respect to
they they've been competing, and he's
yeah,
captain. He's captain. That's experience that you need at a level
he's
on
the
a
captain
U.S.
of
team.
Fulham.
Yes, I believe so.
No, you might be right. I don't know. I don't.
No,
Hey,
that's
I'm pretty sure he is.
yeah,
No, no. It sounds right, bro. With all due respect to like the U.S. team, they don't have room to talk about he doesn't fit our system. You guys need all the best players. You guys need to get all your best players. There is no system. That's ridiculous. I mean, and yeah, if I'm the U.S. team, I'm taking anybody with Premier League experience, with Bundesliga experience. I'm taking all of them.
that's. I mean, that's what you do because you know who you're playing in the group stage. England. You're playing England, so I want players that have English experience.
Playing against English players, bro.
Like, come on, bro. So uh, that's where I'm not too confident with the U.S. Like,
Yeah.
we're still maybe a couple World Cups behind from really being a threat. I think I said that before.
Well, real quick, with the team that you've seen, and we kind of already knew what the team was, but besides the snub, um, you and I predict that they're going to get out the group stage, even though it might be difficult for them. How far do you see these guys going, like realistically? Group stage, just to remind you and everyone else: England, USA, Iran, and
Yeah.
Wales.
Yes. Yes.
So
We can definitely make it out the group. We can be two. Wales is going to be a threat. Gareth Bale, I told you, turns into Superman whenever he plays with them.
he's playing in America, so maybe he knows like a little bit about the system and the
Yeah,
style.
yeah, he's absolutely phenomenal. I love Gareth Bale. Um, but I think we can make it out the group. Then the next round is where it gets kind of sticky.
You're sort of praying that you get like a weaker team.
Yeah, exactly, 100%. Because if we get two games in a row, I think we build some momentum. These things play a part. You can kind of get a little run in, but yeah, the first game out of the group stage, I want it to be a weaker team, not a tough team. Typically, we gotten the tough ones though. I believe Portugal was one that we had.
Was that back in 2010 or something?
Yeah, something like that. Or it could have been Belgium, one of the two. I know we
It
played
might
them.
have been. It might have been
Could have been
Belgium. Yeah,
Belgium.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, we played them pretty early, and it's tough, bro. It's tough. Like we're not that good enough to be competing with a team like Belgium or Portugal on like not a short day's notice, but like you're not really
Yeah, you haven't. You haven't. There's not 3 months prep. Yeah, I get
exactly
what I get what you're saying. Now,
exactly.
quick thing here about the U.S., and we'll probably talk about it more once the tournament starts. We all know that the U.S. players are typically the best athletes,
Yeah,
just overall. And on top of that, they're going to be playing in Qatar. One of the things that people complain about in England is that Qatar is extremely hot. How are they going to deal with that? In England, it's hot like 3 days out the year. The American players actually might have a little bit of an edge if you think about it from a conditioning standpoint. and from the fact that they just they deal with hot weather longer throughout the year. They things like this might help them versus a team like Wales. I mean, bro, they're going to be getting sunburn, halfway
Yeah,
through the game. You know
yeah,
what I mean?
yeah.
So there's interesting points here.
I, I didn't really give my prediction, but I think the ceiling this World Cup for us,
Don't say
and
it. Don't say it.
no, this is a team just coming out, playing both sides, just competing, and this is me being hopeful and
Don't say it.
optimistic. But I can see quarterfinals.
Okay, good. Okay, good.
Oh yeah,
No, it's fine.
yeah.
It's fine. I thought you could say semifinals.
Everyone's waiting like he about to say finals,
No,
semifinals.
I thought you were
No,
about to say semis, bro. I was about to
no,
be like, what? Yeah,
quarters, definitely. I think
100%.
we stop at that point because at that point there are no sleepers or
There's no bad teams. We're done talking about your crap team.
your
You know,
squad.
our squad came out, and I looked at it, and I looked at it again, and I looked at it again, because we have to deal with this manager, bro. Because this guy South, we just have to deal with him, bro. Like, I just wish we did poorly in the Euros. I'd much rather we just got knocked out in the group stage in the Euros because then he would be fired, bro. This guy is living off of these results. Like, got to a final of a Euros, got to a semifinal of a World Cup, and he's just living off these results. And unfortunately, we have to deal with it. We have to deal with this back five, bro. We have to. I'm going to quickly run down the team.
Yeah, run it down.
But it's depressing, bro. Now in goal, Dean Henderson's in for Pickford. Pickford's obviously going to play in the World Cup, so that's fine. He's probably going to start too. Ramsdale and Pope. We have three really good goalkeepers, so I'm not too worried about that. I don't think we have a great goalkeeper, but if one gets injured or one can't play, I'm vibing.
Yeah.
These defenders, bro. I mean, we have 12 defenders in this team, and we're probably going to bring like 10, bro. Just piss. Alexander Arnold, Reece James, Kyle Walker, Trippier. Those are the right backs. We know that Southgate does not have the stomach to make a decision on those full right backs. He doesn't have the stomach. He can't say, you know what, Trippier, sorry, you're staying at home. You know what, Alexander Arnold, you're staying at home. He doesn't have the stomach for that.
Mm-hmm.
Left backs, he's got Chilwell and Shaw. I have a prediction about that in a second. Center backs, bro. Okay, we have to play in this back five with three center backs. We have to play Stones. We have to because he's probably the safe, most reliable option, which is kind of sad. We should be playing Tomori, who's starting for AC Milan week in, week out, and he's apparently been performing fantastic. Maguire, who's going to play in that back three because it's Harry Maguire, and that's the only way he can play in a back three. And then we're bringing Eric Dyer, Connor Cody, Mark Gahey from Crystal Palace. Oh, bro! I mean, it's torture. And now we bring to the midfield. We have 5 midfielders, bro. He's gonna play Rice. He's gonna play Phillips. I guarantee you. If he doesn't play Jude Bellingham in the World Cup, bro, I'm going to lose my mind. And obviously, he has to bring Mount because it's Mount. He's bringing James Ward-Prowse, even though he's probably not going to bring him. And then the front line is what it is. I love that he brought Ivan Toney, but him or Tammy Abraham aren't going to make it. And then he's probably going to put in Rashford over like Jared Bowen. So the front line's the front line. But bro, like overall, I mean,
it's absolute BS. I just got to get it off. I got to say it. Obviously, Harry Maguire shouldn't be there. That's
he's going to be starting, bro. He's going to start in the World Cup.
Right. So that tells you, like, that boy got some connects. I don't know who he in with, but he's solid for real.
Yeah.
So that's one, right? And then Sancho, I'm sorry. He has proven that he is comfortable where he's at. He's been balling this season, scoring goals, creating chances.
Yep.
And he's not on the squad?
Over Jared Bowen. Yeah.
I said Jared Bowen. Wasn't he from West Ham?
West Ham, yeah.
West Ham. Jared Bowen, bro. Like
who by the way, who has not had a good season this season. So bro, it's like,
so what are you doing, man? What are you doing? So I feel you. The dude needs to go because England will not win any major tournament or title if he's there.
I agree.
He is the definition of weak mentality. Bro. I was joking with you. I'm dead ass serious about him. He's weak
Yeah,
mentality. It is absolute blasphemy what he's doing over there. It's
and
terrible.
we have such talent, bro. We have such talent, especially going forward. And what does he do? He says, "You know what? I'm going to play my pragmatic system. I'm going to sit back." Quick question: have you ever watched a Southgate England team and been like, "Oh, this is great football. Oh, this
No,
is exciting"?
no,
No, it's
no.
boring as hell. It gets the job done against weaker teams, bro. Against the weak teams where we win like 4-0, we're like praising everyone, bro. The only you know why they bring Trippier? You know why they play Trippier? Because all we can score off is free kicks. You know why they play Kane every second of every game? Because all we can score is penalties. You know why they bring Harry Maguire? Because all we can do is score off of corners. This is our team now. It's pray that we get a set piece. Pray that the other team does not score early on. Like that's our strategy. It's embarrassing. That's why we lost to Italy because once they did score, game over because we're not an attacking team. But I kind of want to think of one of the things I want to share with you, Jay, is on this team, the players that he brought, the players that he didn't bring, whatever. I want to share with you my best 11 for this England team because,
Okay.
um, obviously it's not going to happen. But I want your opinion. I want you to let me know how good is this team? Is this team one better than Southgate's team, and two a team that could win a World Cup final? So Pickford in goal. We're playing a 4-3-3, not a 4-4-3. Todd
Okay.
Boehly, a 4-3-3. Pickford in goal deserves it after the Euros performance. Right back, Kyle Walker, not biased. John Stones, right center back, beautiful connection there. Tamori at the left center back position. And although I would go with I would go with Chilwell, but you have to think about potentially playing Trippier there just because of his set pieces. But
Yeah.
I would go with Chilwell. And then that midfield three is the most important. I would not play two holding midfielders. I would play with one holding midfielder. That one holding midfielder would be Declan Rice,
Okay.
probably our best CDM. Just in front, a little bit more license to go forward, a box to box magician, Jude Bellingham, and in that number 8, number 10 sort of hybrid role, you play Phil Foden. It's his best position. He's the most creative player on the team. He's going to unlock the talents around him. Unlock the talents around him. And then up front, it's really simple. On the right, you play Saka. On the left, you play Sterling up front. You go with Harry Kane, but I have a strategy of you play Ivan Toney for the first 60 minutes of the game, and then you bring on Harry Kane for the rest. And the reason I say that is because one, Ivan Toney runs his you know what off. Two, he can hold up the ball just as good as Harry Kane. Three, Harry Kane's conditioning, especially in the England shirt, is embarrassing. It's embarrassing. He looks like he's 30 pounds overweight every time he plays for England. I don't know what that is. I don't know if that's the jersey material. I don't know. But I really do think we should be starting Ivan Toney over Kane and then bring on Kane to finish off games. Just my opinion. So with that, I'll hand it over to you.
You had me. You had me. I was just about to ask you, who do you think the next England manager should be? And I was gonna say, oh, it's you because you came
Steve
with a
Bev.
you came with a phenomenal lineup. But then you got to the striker and you said Tony over Harry Kane. And
No,
I'm
don't do this. Don't do this,
no
Jay.
no no
Don't
no
play journalism on me, Jay.
no
Come on.
no. And listen. I love it. I love where you're getting at. 'Cause I agree. I agree. But we're talking. I'm talking to you from, I guess, a brand, a bigger picture perspective.
I'd be out the door. I'd be out the door. Jay, they'd fire me on the spot.
Bro, they're not benching Harry Kane. You
Jay,
feel
Jay,
me?
they would Jay, they would see my lineup and literally fire me before the game starts. They'd be like, "What the?"
Like that's a big name. He wouldn't even take a liking to that, you know. But it would benefit the team 100%,
Yeah, yeah.
and that takes a winning player. I don't know if Harry Kane is that type of player. Um,
Maybe, probably not. I mean, he wants to go. He wants the records.
exactly. He wants the goals. You feel me? That's what he's in for, and you can clearly tell watching him play with England, bro. At least with
Yeah,
me, you can tell he's out there for the goals. It's not more so the team winning. It's I wanna I want to get this goal.
I think we want to be fair to him, but at the same time, you're kind of right. But at the same time, it's like, okay, what if he was playing with in a better system with a better manager, bro? And that's
Right.
all it really is. Bro, the reason I'm saying Tony to start is just, bro, that he's useless for most of the game. If it's not a penalty, he's not scoring. You know, so he doesn't get service. He has to drop deep. Like I don't know. I personally hate this team, but like,
Yeah.
yeah, it's
No,
tough.
that midfield you gave was nasty though.
Rice, Bellingham, Foden.
Foden,
Bro,
that is disgusting.
that's disgusting, right? And it's
That
like,
is.
but what's he gonna do? Rice and Phillips, bro. Rice and Phillips. He's gonna do it.
And my Jack Grealish, did he make the tune-up
He, he,
squad?
yeah, he did. They're probably just giving him a look. At the end of the day, Southgate doesn't even really like him that much. I don't think he's gonna take him, and he
Yeah,
shouldn't. By the way, he shouldn't.
he shouldn't.
Yeah,
Obviously not. He definitely shouldn't. Yeah,
he's
I
gonna take.
mean
He would. Who would he take? Would he take Rashford or would he take Grealish?
Rashford.
I think he will too.
Yeah, Rashford.
And
He,
maybe deserve at this point in the season.
he's yeah. We gotta get a boy some credit. He's been balling. You know, I'm hard on him.
Not too much though. Not too much. Or if he'll stop trying if you give him too much credit.
Hey, we can't have that. We cannot have that. Um, but nah, bro, this has been a phenomenal episode. Uh, crazy, crazy
Just
talk.
chopping it up. Just chopping it up, Jay. Jay, no hard feelings about your dumbass rules and changes to the Premier League, bro. That
I am the new commissioner. I am head of operations. I'm changing everything in the Premier League. So it's done. It's not the one that you guys knew. It's the new era, new regime.
I'd start watching the French league if you were coming to me. It'd be over.
Hey, you messing with PSG?
Yeah. No, Lille. This is my new team.
You're a fool, bro. Any last thoughts? You want to
No,
get
I
off?
mean, no, I mean, good podcast, bro. And as usual, thank God there's some Premier League games this weekend.
Yes, sir.
We'll
I mean,
well,
my team stop
some,
playing.
yeah, some. My voice is dying because started yelling at each other a little bit. But you can find this podcast. First off, you can find us and just talk to us. In the comments, calls Americans, whatever. Engage with us on Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter at The Best of Rivals. You can listen to this podcast or watch the podcast on YouTube, Spotify, and Apple Podcast at The Best of Rivals Podcast. Episode 39, bro. Heated episode 39.
It's the best of
For my
rivals.
Absolutely. From myself, from Jay, and from all the viewers, we are out.